Hi, Charlie. You know, it was really cold out there on the way to work.
Well, we do have weather in Southern California, you know.
There was actually a taste of fall in the air.
And it's early, too. It's only January. Hey, listen, I heard about that judges' symposium on the radio in the car.
Radio? Is that how you keep up on the news?
Well, I don't have to stay on top of the news. I've got you to do that.
Right. I heard it on TV last night. Rossi and the animal are on their way.
Good, because Judge Marston is going to run for governor, and he's supposed to give his big crime speech.
What's his position?
Anything that's popular. Right now, it's lock him up and throw away the key. But I sort of like the guy. He'll be a disaster if he's elected, but he's a great guy to have drinks with.
Maybe we should elect him to the bar. Don't look at me like that, Charlie, and then repeat it later like it was your joke.
So I talked to all those parole officers, and next I'm going to a halfway house to talk to some women who've served time.
That sounds, depressing. How come you're always working on stories that people don't care about?
If people don't care, I'll make them care. You can't believe what these women are up against.
You know, you're cute when you're zealous. Why are you always going after downer subjects? You should be working on stuff that's fun.
Such as?
Well, you could be an undercover bunny, ripped a lid off the Playboy Club.
I did all those stories when I worked for the other side, Donovan. You know, your kind of story. The life of a bachelor, the marina lifestyle, the single scene, looking for action every night.
I don't look for action every night. I observe Easter.
Will you cut that out?
You can send it to your mother.
Here comes Marston. Judge Marston.
Hey, hi, Pete.
Joe.
Of course.
What are you going to tell him in there?
Oh, same old stuff. Can't ruffle the judicial feathers. Of course, I'll be terrifically eloquent.
How about a little something for the record?
Something for the record.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justice that succeeds begins in the home. Justice that fails ends up in the courts.
What's that mean?
Nothing, I hope. I may be running for office, remember? Hi, fellas. Nice to see you. Hi. Hi.
Hey, he's gonna get it! Is he hurt? What happened? Is he hurt? Grab his hand.
Anybody hurt?
No.
Thank God.
Hey, someone knocked the gun down. Who did it?
I don't see him.
Where'd he go?
Who was it? Is he tall or short or what? No, he didn't. He came from over there by the door. Maybe he left. What did he look like?
Which one showed the guy that saved Marston's life?
This one? This one?
He has a nice back and cute ears.
And this one.
He's not a security man?
No.
Just a guy in the crowd, then.
What's the guy's name?
He just did his hero number and split.
He just split. Journalism 1, Rossi. Who, what, when, where, why. Get the names.
Come on, Lou. I took journalism 1. Matter of fact, I got an A+. He just vanished into the crowd without a trace.
He didn't even leave a silver bullet?
Nobody knew who he was. Everyone's attention was on the man with the gun. When we looked around, the guy was gone.
Okay, Rossi. Journalism 2. The reporter as detective. What's in this picture that you've missed?
Well, let's see. Is there a clock with no hands? A teapot with no spout.
You'll notice that in this shot, the mystery man is not just knocking the suspect's gun aside, but actually appears to be grabbing the gun itself. What does that mean to you? Fingerprints. The man's fingerprints are on the barrel of the gun. Now, the police don't know that. We know it because we have a picture of it.
I'll get on it. You want me to go with him?
For what?
To take pictures.
Of what? Him making a phone call from his desk? He's just gonna call the cops.
Then I'll wait here.
Huh. Now, the cops can probably run those prints through their computers and have our mystery man in a couple of hours. See? Easy.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Journalism, too.
No good.
What do you mean, no good?
Well, they already dusted the gun, but they tell me you need a complete set of 10 prints to make an identification.
You gotta be kidding.
A complete set of 10 prints. I wonder how many crooks take the time.
Now what?
Now, we use the resources of a major newspaper. We run the story and we run this. Blow it up. Ask our readers, who is this man?
You really want to sell a few extra papers, don't you?
Well, we have a hero here, and you know what sells more papers than anything else?
Heroes.
Now, grisly sex crimes. But me, I'm a simple guy. I love a hero.
Yeah? I'm Billy Newman from the Trib. I called. I was going to see Mrs. Bartlett.
Okay, come in.
Thanks.
Bartlett's out. Should be back in a couple of minutes. You can wait anyway down here.
Thank you.
Hey, what you doing, Turkey? You're tracking dirt all over my carpet. I just cleaned this carpet.
Hey, I wiped my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cold. You sure are bad.
Stuff a sock in it, Ellen.
Mrs. Bartlett's not back yet, huh?
No. Everyone's in here.
Go on. Take a seat. It's clean.
You the reporter Bartlett said was coming? Yes. My name's Billy. Okay, Pat, you're on.
Our job interview dress.
We all share it. It's the hardest working dress in town. It's gotten the girls 8 jobs.
Oh, no, I don't have any stockings. Can anyone loan me a pair of stockings?
Pat, they're not going to hire you for your legs on an assembly line.
Are you sure? I just don't want to mess up this interview.
You won't. Oh, here are the keys to the car. It's running pretty good. All the gears work, except reverse.
Well, how am I going to park?
Use the hill.
And what if I have to go in reverse?
Just keep trucking forward, baby.
Okay. How do I look?
Just fine. Good.
All right, now, do I have everything? Got my application, got my purse, got the keys.
You got your resume?
What's that?
That's a list of the jobs you had before this.
Oh, before this, I was a hooker.
Well, then I guess you don't need a resume. Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
The women are very supportive of each other, and that's very important because when you come out of that jail, especially if you've been in there for a few years, you come out with nothing. No family, no skills, no money, no confidence.
So do the women get back into society?
2/3 end up back inside, unless they come here. And then it's 1/3.
Then everybody must really be behind you on this.
Sure. We were doing all right for a while when we were the Inn charity. In Beverly Hills, they were giving parties where we'd bring the girls over, you know, meet a real ex-hooker. But now that crowd has moved on to whatever is fashionable, and we're scraping for ways to pay the rent.
That halfway house is doing such a great job. The only trouble is they're almost broke.
City desk. Yeah, Tim, what can I do for you?
You see, they really need money, and they need it fast.
He's here now? Well, send him up, send him up.
The problem is that they just don't have the resources to keep going. What's this for?
I thought you said you needed money.
No. The halfway house needs $500 to pay this month's rent.
Oh, I don't think I can afford that much.
No, I'm not taking up a collection around here. I just thought if I mentioned their financial problems in my story that people might want to help.
Fine.
Have you heard a word I've said?
Of course. I'm a city editor. I can talk and work and listen to you at the same time.
So you think I should write that story?
What story? Go ahead. Maybe you'll get a response to it. Talk about response to stories. We must have gotten 200 phone calls on that Who Is This Man piece we ran.
I just got one from a woman who thought it might be her husband. Hasn't seen him in 5 years. Just asked us if it turned out to be him, would we please send him home?
All kinds of people out there.
Yeah, but to be the man we're looking for, he would have had to have been at the hotel at the time of the shooting. Thanks anyway. Rossi. No, if you were the guy, I think you'd know it. You know, that picture we ran is bringing all kinds of nuts out of the woodwork.
Someone's on his way up. Says he has information for us. I'll bet that's him. I'm Lou Grant. You looking for me?
Yeah. That guy whose picture's in the paper.
Yeah.
I know him.
Oh?
I know him real well.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. I saw him every day for 3 years when we served time together. We were cellmates.
The name that guy gave us matches the prints on the gun. William Danvers of San Francisco. Our hero did hard time for armed robbery.
Was he jumping parole?
No, he was off parole years ago.
Then why the disappearing act?
I have a business number on him in San Francisco. I'm about to go out to a phone booth, put in a long-distance call, and find out.
Something wrong with the phones we provide you?
Just a little method of mine. I don't know why, but people give you more in an interview when they know you're calling from a payphone. I guess it's the sound of all that change clinking down. You see, they're impressed that a guy would spend his own money like that just to talk to him.
I'm impressed that you would spend your own money like that.
Don't worry, I'll put in a voucher for it.
Go ahead, please.
Hello, Danvers and Arno. Can I help you?
Oh, wait a second, please. Just a minute. I haven't finished putting all these coins in the payphone. I'm calling from L.A. I'd like to speak to William Danvers.
I'm sorry, Mr. Danvers is out of town.
Can I speak to Mr. Arno? This is Joe Rossi of the Los Angeles Tribune. This is very important.
Well... Just a moment. I'll put him on.
Hello?
Mr. Arno. I'm calling about William Danvers. Is it true he was in Los Angeles yesterday?
Yes, he was.
And was he, would you know, the man who saved Judge Marston's life?
Yes, he was the one.
You know, a lot of people are grateful to him for what he did, but he left rather quickly.
That's the kind of guy he is.
We have also learned that William Danvers served 4 years at Folsom Prison. Hello? Mr. Arno?
Yes?
Were you aware of that, of Danvers' record?
Of course I'm aware of it. Look, would it be useless if I were to tell you a few things about Bill Danvers? Because I guess I know him about as well as anybody does.
No, that's why I'm calling.
The finest man I know. Not in spite of the fact he was in jail, but maybe because he was in jail. A guy like Bill with no schooling, serving time, still built this business. Which, by the way, involves handling other people's money. And he's earned the respect of his community. Have you got that?
Every word.
What was the name of that halfway house you went to?
Magnum House.
This just came in. It's closing down.
That can't be. I was just there. I know they're having money problems, but
Sounds like you got the lead for your story.
this is so stupid. This is one of the few places that's doing anything for these women.
So now write me an objective piece on the closing of a halfway house.
Yeah, it'll be objective. It'll have all the facts. And those facts are gonna break people's hearts. I'm gonna keep that place open if I have to raise the money myself.
Lily,
What?
try to take a little more interest in your work.
This is nice, Lou. The hero who saves the life of right-wing judge turns out to be an ex-con.
Isn't that terrific?
So who is this fellow, Lou?
Well, he lives up in San Francisco. He has a successful business management. Handles the accounts of a lot of well-off professional people.
From convict to business manager. From prison to handling other people's money.
I've known a lot of business managers who've done it the other way around.
Apparently, this guy got his start by investing the money of some of the other prisoners.
So his background hasn't hindered him.
No, he's a big success. You know, this would be a terrific piece to run along with Billy's story on a halfway house closing down. You know, on the one hand, here's an ex-con who made good.
Sort of rocks to riches.
Anyway, I figure it's a natural tie with the story of these girls who used to be in jail and are having their halfway house taken away.
Sounds good.
This does make the front page entirely local.
All local? Darn.
Do you mind if we keep the little box for the weather?
No, that's local, too.
Here's the last of it. I put everything I've got into this.
Yeah, but is it any good?
Good night, Donovan.
It's your first time on the night desk? Don't worry. Eventually the excitement wears off.
Hi, Klaus. Is my car ready? Oh, you're kidding. Well, you said you'd have it for me tonight. The carburetor, too. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow.
You need a lift?
Would you?
Get that.
You hungry? We can stop for something on the way.
Oh, no. I feel too grubby to go into a restaurant.
Yeah, so do I.
Listen, why don't you come over? I'll fix some eggs. You probably eat out all the time anyway.
That's right, I do. And when I eat home, I usually have eggs.
Good. Then you probably like them.
Hi, sailor. Buy me a drink?
Billy got her story in?
When I left upstairs, she was just finishing it. It always takes her longer than it takes me. She feels she has to suffer to make it any good. To me, a story's just a story.
I read yours.
What'd you think?
I think it'll win you a Pulitzer Prize.
Really?
No. Well, you said it's just a story.
Pretty good story.
Well, how can you mess with irony like that? This hardline judge who says, once a criminal, always a criminal, show him no mercy, and has his life saved by an ex-con. Beautiful.
So you really liked it?
It was okay.
What would have made it better than okay?
Maybe if you had suffered a little.
Where did you learn to cook like this?
I was with the AP in Paris for a while.
And you got exposed to French cooking?
I got exposed to a French woman. Her ex-husband was a chef. She taught me what he taught her. Oh. And then she taught me what she taught him. How to make anything terrific by sauteing it in butter and onions. She could make the box the eggs came in taste delicious.
So what happened?
I gained about 12 pounds.
No, I mean between you and the woman.
Well, She told me, but she forgot to tell her husband that he was X. So he came over and he tried to saute me. He was so upset he forgot the butter and onions.
Oh, thanks, Donovan.
What for?
For a minute there, I stopped thinking about the halfway house. Oh, I'm so depressed.
Hey, come on. Here's to the 7 good years Magnum House had helping people.
How'd you know it had been there 7 years?
Read your piece.
I didn't say that in my piece.
Well, you should have, but I won't squeal. Look, I send them money every so often. It just happens to be one of the charities I like. I also give to a home for exiled kings.
Okay, I won't squeal.
Why are you looking at me funny?
Well, you surprised me, that's all, Donovan. It's as if you told me you had 2 wives in Mexico or something.
I do have a kid in Venezuela. It's one of those foster kids you read the ads about. I think I got a picture of him. Is that or is that not the face of a future urban gorilla?
Why so flip all the time, Donovan? Why is it always life is a cabaret?
What? You mean life isn't a cabaret? Look, you don't have to keep calling me Donovan. Why don't we call each other Art and Newman?
Okay, Art.
I didn't know that was going to happen, Newman.
Neither did I.
Some more wine?
Maybe. Later.
Yeah, well, can I see you a little later, Mrs. Pinchon, because we're running pretty heavy right now. Okay, I'll be right up. Coming in together, huh? Yes?
Mr. Grant, I would like you to meet Bill Danvers.
Bill Danvers? Of course. Now I recognize you from the picture. It's great meeting you. I thought what you did was terrific.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about the fact that you wrecked my life?
Mr. Danvers, if you'll calm down, we're going to understand each other a lot better.
Well, it's a little hard to be calm. Do you realize in my business I depend on people's trust?
The people do trust you.
Yeah, that was before you decided to inform the world that I was a crook.
But you're not a criminal. You served your time.
Would you mind telling that to my clients?
But they must have known about your record.
And where did you get that idea?
Your partner knew.
Yeah, but nobody else did. Nobody. Since you printed that story, 3 of my clients have taken their accounts elsewhere, and 4 others are having us audited.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, well, sorry doesn't quite do it.
No, of course it doesn't. But there's nothing much we can do about it. We can't print a retraction saying we wrote the truth, but we're sorry we published it.
There's no way to undo this.
So I'm a little late, is that it? Are you telling me that if I would have come here before, you wouldn't have printed that story?
Oh, no, Mr. Danvers, I'm sorry. Had you been here before we published the story, I'm afraid it would have made little difference. We'd have run it regardless.
If I had known what this would do to you, and it were up to me, I wouldn't have pushed for it. I think what you did is a terrific thing.
Yeah. Well, in prison, there's a saying, no good deed goes unpunished.
I'm very sorry we ran it.
Yeah, and a hell of a lot of good it does me now.
You see the stack of mail my halfway house story brought in?
No, where is it?
Here. The extent of the public's outcry to closing down that place.
Sometimes it happens that way, Billy.
But I really thought I'd written a good piece.
It was an excellent piece. It was very well written. But people just don't feel the same way about women who've been in prison as they do about orphans at Christmas time.
The situation these women are in is as bad as that. Worse.
They're not cute, and they've committed crimes.
So they can never pay for their mistakes?
Maybe not. Billy, you have to realize that to the average person, a woman who has committed a crime isn't very human.
It's cold in here.
Well, what'd you expect? They turned off the heat.
Can't somebody light a fire or something? What are we gonna do to get some heat in here?
Been burning the place down.
Hey, Corey, ain't it your turn to do the fireplace this week?
I don't feel like doing nothing. I'll start a fire.
I'll help you.
At least we won't have no more work assignments.
Anybody hear from Pat? She said she was working late.
She gets here when she gets here, and if she doesn't get here, she misses the party. So Pat got the job? Yeah, in a food processing plant. I guess she'd rather have a drink after work than come back to the morgue.
What we're supposed to be doing here this evening is having a wake, not just a funeral.
I'm awake.
Oh, come on.
I just want to thank Billy for bringing over a couple of extra bottles.
Yeah. I'd like to thank her for bringing him.
You're welcome to the wine.
Hey, you can't blame her. He sure is clean, hey? Like your threads.
Thank you.
He dresses like Hobie.
No, he doesn't.
Who's Hobie? Oh, he's got this corner on Crenshaw. Hobie's got style. He's got style.
It's not the same.
Sure it is.
No, it isn't. I'll prove it. Hey. You got a purple suit.
No.
All right. Now that's what I call a fire.
All right, girl. That's great. Last night here, and the damn fireplace finally works. Give me something else to miss. Of course, on the other hand, I miss everything. I even missed prison when I first got out.
Listen, I think that every once in a while we should get together and have a reunion.
Yeah, let's just not do it on street corners. We can get in trouble that way.
I know it.
Pat.
Oh, hi, boys and girls.
Come on over. We're having a wake.
Yeah, I'd like to join you, but I just don't have time. See, I just come to get some of my things.
Pat, you can't run out and party.
Just leave me alone, huh?
Okay. Just don't forget the $2 you owe in your room rent.
No, that doesn't matter now.
Oh, no. No. Let's, get it straight, huh?
Hey, where'd you get all that bread?
Oh, I got paid today.
They paid you in cash?
Yeah. Oh, honey, that food factory just wasn't my kind of job.
You quit?
Yeah. After it came out where I had been, and they all started coming down on me.
Who?
Oh, all of them. I'm some kind of freak, you know? They started handing me how long you served and what you in for.
Why didn't you just say nuts to you?
That's what I said, baby. Nuts to them. Nuts to everyone.
You really showed them, didn't you? You taught them a lesson by going out and hooking.
Well, at least I'm doing something I'm good at.
Oh, Pat! Whatever happened at work? I know it hurt you very badly. But you always have friends here.
Yeah. Right.
till they close the place down.
Just yesterday, I was thinking how I had this great story about a hero ex-con. How was I to know I was ruining the guy's life?
Why are you putting it all on yourself, Lou? We all thought it was a good story.
Yeah, but I was the one who pushed it. Only I laid off a little. I hadn't been so eager.
Stop beating yourself, Lou. It's not your fault. It's like Billy. She's blaming herself that that halfway house closed down. She feels that her story wasn't good enough, and it was. It was a wonderful story. I can't think of anybody who could have written it any better. You notice what a wonderful writer she's turned into?
Yes, I have. Donovan?
Yeah, Lou.
Are you seeing Billy?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer that.
I already did.
Then you don't mind me answering you?
No, go ahead.
Are you crazy? An office romance right in the newsroom?
Why not?
Look, Billy is special.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. She's wonderful. Lou, she's what I've been looking for, and she's been right here all the time.
I didn't know you were looking.
Neither did I. Until I met someone who is so straightforward and real and bright and caring and fun.
Well, sure she is.
It's so great the way she's always so together. So sort of neat, but soft. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
The way she does things.
She's a fine reporter.
I mean the little things. The way she comes into work in the morning, sits down at her desk, all fresh and alert. The way she throws her purse over her shoulder when she's going out. The way she crunches her cereal.
Don't tell me about cereal.
Lou, I'm 37 years old. I have a bald spot on my head. It's endearing, but it's still a bald spot. I'm lucky I found Billy when I did.
It's that place on the left. You missed it. It's the place on the left.
Great shape.
Good. Oh, this is wonderful. It's right down the street.
So, how long has this been going on between you and Donovan?
It's not of this. And this has been going on for a few weeks.
Pretty heavy, huh?
No, we're just dating.
Thought it was more than that.
Neither one of us is into more than that. Well, this is it. Get lots of pictures of empty rooms and things packed, the place nearly deserted. Really bleak.
You don't give up, do you?
Charlie, when's the last time you did a story and couldn't sleep after you printed it?
Lou, I lose sleep over every story we print. Remember before I became a managing editor? I used to be robust.
I'm not talking about taking an extra hour to fall asleep. I'm talking about night sweats, about changing the sheets at 4 in the morning. How long's it been since you did that?
That's been a while. It's the Danvers thing, huh?
Yeah. Look, I want to do a follow-up on that story.
Lou.
No. I think we owe it to the guy. I want people to know how this act of heroism almost wrecked his life.
Lou, I see a very real danger of damaging this young man's life even more. plus the possibility that he'd be moved to bring an invasion of privacy lawsuit that would make me want to be his lawyer. Now, what are your reasons for wanting to pursue it?
I'm not sleeping, Charlie.
All right. Put Rossi on it.
Rossi!
Mr. Danvers, I was just going up to see you.
Did you just get lost, Mr. Rossi?
Listen, my editor wants me to do a follow-up piece.
Oh, you're really unbelievable.
He just thought maybe we could do something positive. At least correct the image we may have.
Don't do me any favors, all right?
But it's important, you know, what's happened to you since the story first appeared.
Look, I'll tell you what's happened. You see that woman over there I was talking to?
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, she was my fiancée. She just broke off her engagement because of you and your stories. Now, how's that for a follow-up, Mr. Rossi?
City desk. Yeah, I'm in charge of assigning reporters. Harassing is kind of a hard word. Danvers' girlfriend. Meet? Yeah, I guess we could meet. I know Lafayette Park. How will I know you? Me, I'm about 5'9" and slightly balding, and weight is in the range of chunky. Yeah, I'll be wearing a brown suit. Yeah. Okay. Danvers' girlfriend, fiance.
Didn't Rossi say she broke up with him?
Yeah, that's the one.
Do I detect a twinge of guilt?
Twinge? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Twinge.
Are you Mr. Grant? Excuse me, are you Mr. Grant?
Hey! Over here!
Mr. Grant?
Yes.
Leslie Williams. You said you'd be wearing a brown suit.
I didn't say I'd be holding a brown bag with a bottle of muscatel in it.
It's cold. Do you mind walking?
Oh, fine.
I want to tell you, your reporter, Ross, what's his name?
Rossi.
Yes. He's already done enough damage. I really don't like him pestering me.
I'm sorry he upset you. He was only doing what I told him to do.
Don't people have private lives anymore?
Sure they do. I'm really sorry for what happened.
Oh, you're sorry. I was going to be married next month. I was going to marry this terrific guy, this kind, warm, and bright man I thought I knew. And then a story comes out in your newspaper and it's all gone. Everything has changed.
But it doesn't have to be. Do you want someone to talk you out of breaking up with Bill? Because I can say some good things about him. He's got guts and intelligence and integrity.
Look, that's all easy for you to say. I was in love with him, but I knew him a year and he didn't tell me about his background. Not a clue.
Maybe because he was afraid you'd be doing exactly what you're doing.
It's not his record that bothers me. Or maybe it does. But what really hurts, what really makes me think he's not the man for me, is that he didn't trust me enough to tell me.
Okay. You've got all this to get off your chest, and you're starting to get it off. Now, I've got to go back to the office. So why don't you tell the rest of this to that swell guy who'd love nothing better than to hear from you right about now?
This is not a spat. We've really broken up. I realize it would be nice for you right now if I'd go running back to Bill. But I don't feel like living my life to salve your conscience.
Even this once?
You got him in?
Sure.
Kind of a nice thing happened. You've heard of the Arnold Fruehling Foundation?
Sure.
They've come through with a grant for Magnum House.
Really?
Yeah. So you see, someone does read articles like the one you wrote. Sometimes.
Arnold Fruehling?
No, Mrs. Pinchot.
No, I wouldn't say that I, twisted his arm exactly. Oh, he might say that I did.
But how did you do it?
Why, Miss Newman, one of the things you learn as head of a big newspaper is how to delegate guilt.
The Fruehling Foundation came through with enough cash flow to keep your halfway house going for about 6 months.
Oh, well, that should give them some breathing space, at least.
I was quite moved by your article. I had never really considered the plight of women who'd been in prison.
It's terrible. It's so hard for them. You know, we should hire some of these women here on the paper.
Well, I don't think there's anything in our hiring policy to prevent that, is there, Mr. Hume?
No, absolutely not.
But have we ever hired an ex-convict?
Oh, frankly, I don't know.
I know. I checked.
How ungracious of you. Why haven't we, Mr. Hume?
I don't know. I guess because we just haven't done it.
You realize this young woman has us up against the wall. And in the future, if we find any qualified ex-convicts, I think we should hire them.
Find them? I'll send you all you want.
Thank you.
I should get up and make dinner.
I could get up and make dinner. On the other hand, I could just open another bottle of champagne.
The people at the halfway house were so ecstatic when I called. They had only 3 days left on their rent. The first Fruehling check should come in before then.
You brought Magnum House back from the dead.
No, I didn't. Mrs. Pinchot did. Boy, am I crazy about that woman. She is so special.
Yes, she is.
This is nice.
Yes, it is. I really enjoyed our seeing each other.
So have I.
Let's make it permanent.
Art, are you kidding? Because you kid a lot, and sometimes it's hard to tell, and right now I need to know if you're kidding.
I'm not kidding. What do you think?
I wish you were kidding.
I'm serious, Billy.
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to spoil this moment.
Now it's a better moment.
No, No, it's not.
Why not, Billy?
I just don't see permanent relationships for me.
Never?
Well, not now. Not for a long time. Well, maybe not ever. I thought you felt the same way.
I guess I did. But, you can't do the single thing forever.
Why not?
Because there comes a point when it's time to settle down.
And I came along at that point.
That isn't what I meant.
But it's true, isn't it? Oh, look, Art, I think I know you. I think you've decided you want something right now, and I fit the bill.
Not perfectly.
All right, not perfectly. But sometimes people make me feel bad about being single. There's all this social pressure to get married, to settle down. Everyone knows the pressure's there for women, but I guess it's there for men, too. Maybe that's what you're feeling right now. You know, you don't have to get married.
I don't.
No.
I never thought of that.
But you always assumed you did, didn't you? Deep down all these years. If you're like me, you did.
I guess you're right. You know, I've always enjoyed my life, my work. I've always felt a little guilty about that. Wonder if I'll enjoy it as much if I don't feel guilty.
Be tough.
You know, it's dangerous to reject your assistant city editor. I do edit all your copy.
Whoops.
All right, all right. You're right. I guess I was just panicking. I could have saddled myself with the wrong woman. You want to have dinner Friday night?
All right.
All right.
They said I might find you here.
Sit down. Have a drink. But please don't tell me any more about your life.
Scotch rocks. I just talked to Leslie.
You did?
Yeah. She wants you to stay away from her. She wants Rossi to stay away from her. And she wants me to stay away from her.
How are we going to break this to Rossi?
Well, I'm afraid that's going to be your problem. Listen, I got some good news for you.
Yeah?
Those follow-up articles you wrote about me made me such a great big hero that a lot of people have been calling the firm. You got us a lot of new clients.
You're not just saying this.
Oh, a lot of the old clients have decided to stick.
Hey, that's great. That's wonderful. See, that's the best news. So in a way, maybe we really did do you a favor.
I wouldn't go that far. Well, maybe you did. Listen, if you're ever in San Francisco, give me a call, huh? We'll have dinner. I know some good spots.
Thanks. Hey, Bill. We're in L.A. Why don't we have dinner here? I know a good place.
Good. Where?
Right over there.